All right, we're in GSC 176. Danny, what's up?
Coming at you live. Well, there's some things going on. There's some things to talk about in the CrossFit world.
That's what I've been hearing. I'm glad we're on the same page. We definitely don't really have any pre-recording game notes or game plans.
No,
Sometimes some of us will.
I like to be
So,
surprised. If there's
yeah,
something I
same.
want you to research, that's one thing. But if it's stuff like this, all right,
Also,
check it out.
if you're researching, come on, really? What is this group chat going on right now? If you're researching stuff before you do a podcast, you're just a pansy, just a jackass.
Well, maybe you want to.
If you're prepping before a podcast, you're a loser. Absolute loser.
Yeah, if you don't know anything about the topic, why would you educate yourself to form an educated opinion? You're better off just winging it, man.
There should be a rule. Okay, if you're making a full-time income living from your podcast, then it's okay.
Well, no,
If you're not,
then
if
you have
it's
someone else
not,
do it for you.
then you're a jackass.
You need someone else to do your research.
Exactly. Okay.
To our CrossFit affiliates. By the way, side note, as you know, I own an affiliate since 2008. I did not receive this email. So, okay.
Interesting.
So
You're not the first person. You're not the first person I've heard say that about this email.
And I looked I was like, maybe it's my spam. Looked at my spam, was not there. And then I was like, oh, because that email address gets forwarded from another one. So then I went to the source. I went to where it hits first before it gets forwarded to my Gmail, and it was not there either. So I did not receive this.
Good start.
Right.
Good start.
Yep. In 2020, Berkshire Partners acquired CrossFit, motivated by a strong belief in our methodology, brand, and community. It is now time to seek out a new owner for our next phase of growth. Our objective is to find the right partner, one with connections to our community and appreciation for our affiliate business model and the passion and vision to lead us to the future. It is, as is typical in any sale process, CrossFit will be working with an advisor, Moelis & Company, to help review a wide range of potential buyers. These processes take time, and we won't be able to share details until its completion. In the meantime, there will be no changes to how we operate and work together. That's not true. This moment of transition comes with significant opportunity. I'm personally going to be very involved in this process, and I'm excited by the potential this holds for future of our affiliate business and CrossFit overall. We'll be hosting an affiliate town hall tomorrow. That's actually today, Thursday, March 13th at 9 a.m. to discuss this update. Thanks for your continued support and education and dedication. Don, what do you think, Dean?
Well, to be totally transparent, I don't really have any original thoughts on it because I found all of this stuff about what's going on listening to someone else talk about it. But it sounds like from the people out there that have kind of the behind the scenes look at it is that it's already sold. They already know who's buying it. This is just a getting ahead of it kind of courtesy email to the affiliates, and they pretty much think that they know who it is, or they do know who it is, but they do the deep dive down the LinkedIn and who's worked with who and who left CrossFit. It's all, there's this whole fucking super detailed Sousa's show goes through the whole thing, and it's kind of almost like an inside deal too. Like one of the guys that's buying it that owns this other company now used to be a part of the Berkshire or was affiliated with him in his group. Yeah, very interesting, very kind of gross.
I don't know. I have no inside. I have no inside knowledge of anything to do with this. I don't know if that makes sense to me. Now, also, who knows? Whatever. But I feel like if you knew who the buyer was going to be, okay. So first of all, let me back up. Like I've heard rumors, right? Like there's been rumors that CrossFit's is trying to sell. Whatever that there's been that rumor for whatever. I've seen that for months now, right? Like maybe longer. I feel like telling people the reason I disagree is this. I think that if you already have the buyer in place, then you would just announce the buyer and say, hey, this is the new person. Look how fucking great they are and how much they love you and care about you. And their entire goal is to help you be more successful, right?
Yeah.
So what is the benefit of coming out and saying, hey, we're going to sell it? I don't know who it's going to be to, if you already know who it's going to be to, right? Like, I don't buy that. Like, I don't see that's a benefit there. I think like all that email does, whatever. And I don't know what happened in the town hall meeting today. I wasn't available at that time.
Yeah.
But like all that does is just create uncertainty and chaos, right? Like that's, and so I think that what's going on is they want to sell, and I think this was kind of like, hey, we throw that out there and see if we get some bids, right? Like maybe some affiliate. I mean, there's that the collective, whatever, the CrossFit collective Instagram page. They're trying to get like basically they want all the affiliates to own CrossFit.com, in some way. And so I think that's the case. I think they release that email and make this statement to get some bites. Like I think that they're ready to sell, they're motivated to sell, and maybe there's somebody in the community who's interested, who wants to put up a bigger, higher bid. Like somebody from within the CrossFit community might bid more for it than someone from the outside, because maybe they see the potential and they think they know where they believe that CrossFit has made some missteps in the past, type of a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Um, Again, I have no inside knowledge. I have no idea.
Yeah.
I don't think you want to just put everybody in. What you're doing right now is you're throwing everyone in panic mode. And, I think a lot of affiliate owners, if my affiliate was my year was up and it was time to reaffiliate right now, would I want to do that?
Well, you can always, speaking of reaffiliating, affiliate with WFP. They are now opening up their affiliation for what, $2,000 annual.
Really?
Yeah, that's the thing.
So I did not see that news.
Starting to reach out to, I think it might be like beta, but like I think they're reaching out to select, kind of testing it out.
Man, I'm telling you, man, I know one of the guys is behind it. We should have him on the show.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of rumors out there. It'd be good to get some inside baseball on it. Yeah, the whole thing with the sale is weird. Like I said, a lot of this is theory, but then there's also just a lot of uh, crossover with it. It's very strange. People think that the email is more like a legality, like they have to have an open bid for it, so they're making it seem like it's like available, but it's really kind of
They don't have to
already.
have an open. Why would they have to have an open bid
I
for
don't
it?
know. I
They
don't
don't
know.
have
I
an
don't know.
open bid.
I don't know how that works. Like I know when there's like I don't know. It's probably a company, right? But maybe
Yeah.
I don't know how that works enough to be totally transparent. I have no clue. If there is some kind of like bidding process that maybe was in a contract or something that has to be more of bidded on and for the board, I don't know. I have no idea. Um, I don't know. But it's are you familiar with the Hustle Up app?
No.
So it's owned by that one company. Oh crap, I'm forgetting the name. Um, Anyways, they're owned by this major company that's kind of rolling things up. That's potentially they're supposed to be the buyer.
Hmm.
And Hustle Up is like this, I think, a training app that's pretty
Sure.
big, and that they're trying to expand on. And people think that um, potentially they're trying to get this platform with everybody in CrossFit affiliates onto this platform kind of thing. Now and then all of a sudden now they're starting to blur the lines between like franchising and licensing, right? Is
Right.
this going to
Yeah.
be
If
kind of
they if
turned
they
into a
force you to do things, yeah.
yeah, they might start to potentially make a big change where they're turning it more into a franchising situation where they have more control over what the gyms do, pricing or way that they operate. Um, I don't know. That seems like a
Yeah.
terrible idea. I think that would
Yeah.
basically kill a lot of it. But there's also some people that probably would just like don't just want someone to tell them what to do. That's not very CrossFit. But also like I don't know what CrossFit is anymore in 2025 as far as like comparatively.
Well, here's the problem. Here's the whole problem. Is like this is the situation I'm in. Is like what we do at the gym is we do CrossFit, like the methodology. Like we do the methodology of CrossFit. So if I de-affiliate,
Hmm.
then I'm in theory, then I can't promote or advertise that or talk about that we do. But then what? So say I de-affiliate. Then
Mm-hmm.
what at the gym? Like, what do I say? Like, to our members, like during workouts, do we do the named workout still? Do we still say we're doing CrossFit? Like, we definitely are,
Yeah.
right? And so that's
Yeah.
what like this weird spot you're put in all of a sudden, where it's like, okay, so like morally, if you are doing CrossFit and telling people you're doing CrossFit, you should be an affiliate because you're using that methodology. But if you feel like that, but if that's the only benefit, is like so you sleep better at night or feel like you're like whatever, like and it's anyway, just it does kind of put people in a weird spot for sure. Also, like I'm not freaking out, man. Like shit happens. These types of things happen all the time. Like who knows? Like who knows? Maybe the person that buys it actually makes it better. Like I got all kinds of stuff that I would like to see CrossFit do with affiliates, right? Or do differently. Maybe the new people that buy it do that shit. Like it's not always like I think the idea that someone's going to come in and buy it and it's going to be a bad thing. Like here's a deal. Like ever since this ownership group bought it, people have been bitching about the way they've been handling things. So like you should be stoked they're selling. I mean, like
Yeah.
like honestly, it's funny, but like maybe that's why the email went out. Maybe affiliates are dropping, look, the open participation in the open is down, right? You got all these CrossFit Games athletes that aren't going to do the games anymore. Maybe they're feeling like the tides are kind of have turned against them. And so what they don't want is they don't want all these affiliates to jump ship when they're trying to sell. And so this could be an idea of like, hey, we're going to make this announcement that we're selling. That might actually, people might be glad. People are probably going to be glad that we're selling,
Yeah.
right?
I think that I bet you this will probably be wrapped up by the games. Because remember how
Yeah.
they introduced what's his name for the games when he became the new it
Yeah.
was like his
Eric
new
Rosa, he kind of
Rosa.
led this group.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if they went with that same playbook at this point.
Yeah.
Um yeah, the whole thing is just man, it's just you hate to see when all right, let me just backtrack. I don't know. This is what happens when you come into something that's all about culture with the intent of maximizing profits exclusively.
Right.
You sold a lifestyle brand to fucking Golden Sachs. You know what I mean? Of course they're going to suck the
Right.
fucking life out of it. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it's not going to have the same vibe. It's going to feel corporate. It's going to feel shitty. And it's not going to resonate with the original audience, right? And now if your goal is to like not really care about the original audience, that's fine. But like, what's your game plan for growth then? Is it going to be like franchising and let any like no, you can't if you can't get more affiliates now without having to like tie them to the wall. Like, what makes you think you're going to get more affiliates when you have all these rules?
Well, but also that's all these assumptions that there's going to be new rules and all this stuff,
No, yeah,
right?
that's
Hey,
what I'm
maybe the
saying.
new,
Yeah, for sure,
but
for
yeah,
sure.
but I'm,
Which
it's
usually
funny
comes
too.
with
Here's
more rules. Usually come with more corporate structure, right?
Sure, yeah, totally.
That's kind of what I'm
Then
getting at with that.
there's this side of things too, which is interesting. Is there's this big push of basically forced Glassman to sell, right?
Yeah,
And then everyone was forced to grade Glassman out. And look, I'm not saying the guy's a saint or whatever. Like, there's been some different accusations of different things with employees and whatnot. And I'm not saying I think any of that's
but a lot of
like
that's been misproven,
debunked.
debunked, and also like now because it is fun to talk about. Um, a lot of that was timed around the sale to try and drive the price down from outside sources
Yeah.
too.
Well, I mean, so here's the deal. It's like, okay, again, not like we have this total inside scoop, it's just things we've heard, whatever. Like, I don't have any like primary source on any of this. But you look at how that whole thing went down. There was this comment about George Floyd, which I don't remember exactly what he said, but it definitely upset some people, right?
Floyd
And
19
then,
he tweeted Floyd 19 and people took it with a controversy take, but what he meant by it I think was more like I think his intention with that was like a uh psyop intent, right? Like someone's using this
right,
thing to stir a
to get people
narrative.
riled up and to divide the country
Yes,
and all that, right?
correct. He
And
wasn't,
then,
yeah, but like, okay, like maybe you shouldn't tweet that. It's also like, hey, that's his choice, his decision. Now, I wouldn't have
Yeah,
tweeted that
exactly. Yeah,
probably,
he
but
made that choice. And then, okay, now, now with hindsight being 2020, you zoom out and George Floyd and look at some things that have come out about that, coroner's reports and all the type of stuff. And that guy had how many different drugs in his system and all this thing going on, whatever. Obviously, it's not a good thing what happened, in any way, but, you zoom out and, turns out it wasn't as much of a, you know, wasn't necessarily as much as a like battery case, or police brutality type thing as it may have originally appeared. Right.
yeah.
Okay. So, whatever your opinion on that or whatever you've read about that, it's up to you. I'm not, telling you what your opinion is, but the things
No,
I've
dude, it
seen
shined
since then,
in the country.
it definitely looked bad and it was definitely, unnecessary, whatever, but also it's not what killed him. Right. Like that's
Yeah.
what we know. Right. Just from coroner's report saying that like he did not die of asphyxiation and these types of things. Okay. Now that's just what I've read, whatever. So point is that was a big driving force behind getting Glassman out. You got to get this guy out. Look, he's a racist. And then, then on the heels of that, then all of a sudden it's like, oh, and there was, sexual harassment stuff going on. But then since then, a lot of those reports have actually been disproven. Right. And I'm not saying it never happened. I'm not whatever. I don't know. I'm just saying
we weren't in the room.
Wasn't in the room, but there definitely has been some people saying that no, that actually didn't happen, and that was kind of a smear campaign. Whatever your opinion is on those things or what you've seen, whatever, that's up to you. Point is that people wanted this guy's head on a fucking pike, and they wanted him out. He's got to get out of CrossFit. He is going to ruin. He's dragging CrossFit down. The ship's going down, and he's the reason why, and all this. So then basically force him to sell. And he does. And so he does. Okay. And it's to this Berkshire group. Of course, it's presented as the Eric Rosa's buying it. Now, of course, he might have led this ownership group, whatever. I actually like Eric, so I'm not going to say anything bad on him specifically in this. And also,
at the end of the day, they're just business guys doing business, right?
And in the day, look, he did own a fucking affiliate, and he owns an affiliate, and he's a venture capitalist. Why wouldn't he have a group of guys all pitch in money, and he's kind of the figurehead of it? That's how these things go. There's always a figurehead of these types of things, right? Yeah. Anyways, that goes down, then whatever. So it's like, this is what you wanted. Is this what people wanted? They wanted Glassman out. They wanted him to sell, right? And then you get this other group in, and here's what I'm getting around to. Really long-winded way of doing it, but it's the exact same people. I feel like it's the same people who wanted Glassman to sell. He's ruining CrossFit. He's got to sell. Are the same people who have been bitching about this ownership group. But this is what you asked for.
Danny, the grass is always greener. The grass is always greener on the other side. It's never.
You wanted the guy out, and now these guys are in, and it's just this corporate thing now. All they care about is money. There's no soul in it. They're just trying to milk affiliates. There's this whole thing, right?
You guys got rid of because you guys got rid of the rock and roll rebel guy. You didn't want the rock and roll rebel guy. You wanted the polished. You wanted the polished guy. So then when you finally get the polished guy, this doesn't represent us. We're kind of the fringe sports of people. We don't really like a bunch of, high and tight things. Well, that's exact. You said you wanted the exact opposite.
Right.
With just 3 people saying something happened that you have no clue if it did or not. You have no evidence of anything. You just went along with the easy narrative, the safe narrative without having any facts. And you made these crazy decisions.
And so here we are. And now people want them to sell. And so now they're announcing, hey, we're selling. We're looking for a buyer.
Yeah.
And then what's the feedback on that? People are pissed. Then you get all this negative feedback, right? Like all these articles I've read about it and the things I've seen online, people are like, oh, what's whatever. Like people are acting upset about it. And like, I don't get it, man. It's like you don't like Glassman, you want him out. And then, and also you look at the things that he was doing at that time, as far as with CrossFit, like promoting, whatever, like older people doing CrossFit in their homes or the old milk jug videos and stuff, right? That's the stuff he was doing, these like community-based initiatives. Like you can say what you want about Greg Glassman. and his faults. But you know what else, dude? That guy, you know what he cared about? He cared about CrossFit. He cared about getting people in shape. That's what he fucking wanted. Dude, honestly, like, in a lot of ways, he's similar to
Everybody
like,
says shit. Everybody's got their shit, and the people that
he's
pretend like
similar,
they
you know, he's
don't, man,
similar
it's so
to,
funny.
he's
So
straight
funny.
up he's make America healthy again. Him and Robert Kennedy, man, they got very similar views on a lot of stuff, right? Like, hey, let's pull the sugar out. Let's get into having people eat natural foods. Like, you know, the whole thing. Like, that's what he wanted to do. He was anti, you know, big pharma, anti sugar, pro just getting people moving. It doesn't matter how old you are. It doesn't like
Well, Danny,
modify, scale, do whatever,
we're also supposed to
right?
completely um ignore all the positives Robert Kennedy does too, though, because he had a little bit of a past. You know,
Right.
we should ignore all of
Yeah.
his everything after that, though. So everything after that doesn't count because he
Yeah, that's
had
how
a
it goes.
little.
You make one mistake.
He made a
One
mistake as
mistake
a
negates every positive thing you've ever done in your life.
correct.
So, you know, so you get this guy out who like that's what he, and then now you have this group, and what's the complaint from affiliates? What's the complaint from people? Oh, they're corporate. They don't care about the people. It's just about the money. They're not doing enough for the affiliates. Every complaint you have, you had a guy who was doing all that shit that got pushed out. You
Yes.
pushed out the person who was doing everything you're complaining that this person isn't.
Yes. Like where
And then
what are
and
what are
raising
the
affiliate fees. Greg never did that. And I'm not saying he wouldn't have down the road. And honestly, I get it.
I
Like,
bet you
I'm
there would
not
have been a
like,
fucking good reason, and I bet you there would have been some follow through with why.
and yeah, there would have been a lot more with it. And anyway, so it's just this whole thing. Like, oh, and then now they are announcing selling, and then people are whatever talk about complaining or jumping ship or whatever. This whole thing. It's like it just comes down to like, man, and this is why why we kept our affiliate this whole time and everything. It's, I believe in CrossFit, the methodology, the people within CrossFit, as far that I know, as far as like different gyms and people that work for CrossFit HQ are great people. They care about people, and all that. And it's like until nothing has happened that's been so offensive, you know what I mean? As far that I felt like I had to leave. And also people have their head stuck so far up their own ass. Like you think the average person knows, like you think that the guy, whatever, who's like looking to join a gym in town, do you think he knows that CrossFit is currently owned by Berkshire Partners? And that,
Yeah.
do you think that he knows that Greg Glassman, had some people, leveraging, different things against him? It's like, no, dude, they're just trying to find a gym to work out at. They know the word CrossFit. They've heard that before, and like there's affiliates in different towns. And so they want to try it. They heard it's a good way to get in shape. They
Yeah,
want
their
to go to
cousin
your
does
gym.
it.
Their cousin does it. That's the methodology you do. What do I do in my gym? Hey, today we're doing functional fitness. Like, I'm not doing that. That's not what we're doing. We're doing CrossFit. I'm going to talk,
Yeah.
man.
I'll tell you what, man. My garage gym's never de-affiliating. It's a CrossFit gym. Always will be.
Yeah, and I'm not saying I would say always will be. I can't look in the future, or whatever. But like, anyway, I just don't. It's just the whole thing, man. It's like the people who are going to complain and bitch and want change for something they're always going to want that. Like,
Well, they're never gonna. They don't really want anything. They just want to talk about the noise. Like they don't
Yeah, I
want
mean,
any solution. They don't necessarily want any solutions. Like what even
feels
they
good
don't
to
because they don't have
complain.
answers. They don't have answers for what is wrong, let alone what they want. They just want something to say that they don't like it.
Okay, so this is what I want, and I've said this before, probably on the show. Definitely talked to you about it, but this is what I want the new owners of CrossFit to do. I want the new owners of CrossFit to come in, and they can keep doing the games if they want, right? But I think you put an emphasis, shocker, on the affiliates, and you put an emphasis on getting more people into affiliates. Because if you get more people into affiliates, then you're going to get more affiliates, right? Like every time an affiliate goes out of business or is just struggling financially, so they don't want to pay the affiliate fees, like that's when you're losing affiliates. Like the bread and butter, like, it's the L1 training certifications and affiliate fees. Like that is the life. That's the income streams, the main income streams for CrossFit, right? So you should want more affiliates and more people taking certifications, right? You get more people, dude. I've got at my gym, we have probably dude, I'm not kidding. We probably have a dozen, maybe half a dozen, we'll call it, somewhere between there, people that have level ones that don't coach and don't plan on coaching. But
Yeah.
they just like, hey, I really like this CrossFit thing. I want to learn more about it. So they go and like, I don't know if I want to coach or not, but I want to learn more about it. So I'm going to go take this level one. They pay their $1,000, go to the weekend long event. They get the shirt, and then
Yeah.
they come back to the gym and like they never asked to coach. They don't want to. They just want to learn more about it. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like that was a
So,
big part of part of the culture though, like earlier on was having a level one, even with no interest of being a coach, right? It was just that was just kind of
yeah,
what you did. It was that you get into this thing and then you get really into it and then you probably go get your level one. And then it was just like part of it. And they were really emphasizing on level ones though, too, right? Or I don't know how much they are now. I don't really see like level one ads anywhere ever,
sure,
which is like, why do I not see level one ads everywhere?
yeah.
If I'm looking at CrossFit stuff, that probably should. Do you think they'd want to make money doing that? Um, but
Yeah, and so and so I think that's the thing is like you want to keep the business going and grow the business, be more successful. Like you need like the affiliate success is your success, bottom line, right? And so and do you want more affiliates? You need to drive people into gyms. Like every CrossFit gym around me is open that opened after me, whatever. Like these people all used to be members at a CrossFit gym and then opened up their own because they loved the methodology and wanted to do it, wanted to share it with people. And like, I mean, there's this one just down the next town over. I think she used to be a member and she left to open this gym. It was great. It was all positive. But that had to have been in like 2012 or 13. Like she's been in business now running her affiliate for, over a decade. But started off, she was going to the gym, learning about it, this whole thing, liked it, wanted to share it with other people. And so then went and opened her own affiliate. Like that's how it happens. So CrossFit HQ, spend more, you have the resources that smaller affiliates don't. Run ads driving people to local gyms, run, whatever commercials on, during sporting events to drive people to local CrossFit gyms, do the online,
or
the
just
thing they
YouTube ads. They could crush it on just YouTube ads
you
alone.
or even just
Way more
YouTube
return.
videos. Like, where's the content from? You know what I mean? Like, do fitness content, run ads on YouTube, run ads on TV, run ads, like drive people to local affiliates, work on like focus on growing affiliates. Like
It's
that's
just man. It's like what I don't know what. Okay, it's like man. If I could. All right, all right. Let me how am I frame this? Okay, I'm 23-year-old Dean wanting to start a brand right for the first time, or get involved with a company that's new and upcoming, or needs a youth insight. Um, Going back to my days when I could just do whatever I wanted, and that's how
yeah,
we all got to where we are in with CK. Right, we were able to just go for it. Right, you're young enough,
yeah,
don't have a bunch of kids, don't have a bunch of ass like things you got to manage financially. You know what I mean? It's just
right,
okay. If I can go all in on something, it's like man, like you need to be firing on all cylinders on content to grow
yeah,
anything now. You need to constantly be behind a camera putting shit online to make anything happen. Like
yeah.
that's just the nature of the current. Like a 23-year-old kid right now can turn CrossFit around to being more profitable by just making them put a camera everywhere. You
You
know
go
what I
on
mean?
YouTube. Let's do this right now. If I open up YouTube and I search thruster, I'm like, what do you think is gonna be the top video? Is it from CrossFit.com? Because like it should be. There's no reason it's not. Like I think that CrossFit basically invented the thruster, right? Were people doing thrusters before CrossFit? Okay, there is the very top one, the thruster, 5 years ago, 2.2 million views. But there's that video, and it's like this weird like white screen one. Um, anyway, and then you go under that, and there's a bunch of shorts, none of which are from CrossFit, just random people. And then you go
They
down
should be
through
doing a
that, but it's like,
short. They should be uploading one short every single day. There's another
yeah,
example. Like
and
every
this
day.
also, and like again, this one video they have that's the top one, which is good. I'm actually surprised, right? But it's like again, it's 5 years old, and it's very much like white screen, like James Hobart doing this, like, and it pauses, and it's like anyway, whatever. It's not someone talking about it. It's not great, it's like it's okay, but it's like that should be the case. Like all of these movements that should be like, what if we say dumbbell thruster, right? Like, do they have, are they doing that? Like, of course not, right? Like, that's the, anyway, no, nowhere to be seen. That's the point is,
Yep.
there's things they could be doing, but I think the content's good, but I think that is important but I think, yeah, getting affiliates, supporting the affiliates, like that's really what's gonna make a difference. I don't know.
You know what?
Maybe
It
whoever
looks
buys
like
it does. Maybe the new person comes in and does it.
and I kind of I'll give them a little bit more credit. They're definitely doing more content now on social media, but it needs to be everywhere, not just Instagram, because like the way Instagram
Yeah,
algorithms even work these days, like it's hard to get in front of people. And it's
yeah,
just there is like open stuff and then there's not, but it's just they need to be doing more. I would even have a Twitch account, a Kick account, where I'm like
yeah,
going live at HQ, like with a workout. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Like have people at HQ doing a workout. You go live on Twitch. You get people tuned in. Like, hey, we're gonna do like honestly,
If
you kind of knock off like, what Savon and them are doing with the when they do that the Kill Taylor thing, the $5,000
yeah,
up for grabs or whatever the prize pool is for that week, and you got to beat them in a workout. The whole thing's live. You can watch it. You got top guys in the sport going live doing workouts. Like, why are you not doing shit like that?
yeah.
But also, you got the
As
guy that
far as
used to run their media, kind of doing his own thing, and that's kind of they never really replaced him though with somebody that has that kind of drive and knowledge, right? Like,
right,
I don't know.
as far as that goes too, like I mean, you should why not live stream a at home workout every day?
Yeah,
You know what I
host
mean?
one
Like
every day that people can do
every
along.
day, a 1 hour class you can do from home with no equipment, right, or whatever, right? Like every day, free live workout, at home workout every day, right? And then because you're doing it on your own in your living room, but it's not, and then you drive people into affiliates. Hey, this is a lot better if you have a coach there who's watching you move, keeps you safe. Check out your local affiliate, whatever. But I think that there's this fear-based scarcity mindset where it's like, oh, I think, and probably rightfully so, that some affiliates would be upset if they did that because it's like, whatever, there are these people. But it's
That's
like,
a
no,
small.
man,
That's a
like,
small. That's a small brain. That's like a
yeah,
small brain fear. It's like no. That's going to be better for you because that's going to grow the reach, grow the involvement, grow the affiliates. That's
yeah.
just like they did. But you can tell people that. You can tell them like, look, guys, no,
And
like
you can
the more
explain
people
it.
that
Hey,
know
look,
about
yeah.
CrossFit, that's be like us complaining like, oh man, there's
And
another coffee in the fitness space. It's like, fuck
when
yeah,
it,
dude. I hope there's 10 more tomorrow because guess what? More people that associate fitness and coffee is good for me and good for
right,
Danny
exactly.
and good for everybody else out there. Paper Street, whatever. Like it's good
100%.
for everyone. But
Yeah.
that's so you got the small mindset people that don't understand that. But you gotta tell them, you gotta educate them.
Yeah. You show them the data on it, right? Because you tell people, hey, go here to find your local affiliate. And they say, hey, look, we started doing this and we've had this many people come and, whatever. Like, anyway, we could talk about different ideas for main CrossFit. I'm interested to see how the thing shakes out. That's the main
Northern
thing.
Spirit was the company I was talking about.
Oh, God. You
That's who
serious?
that's who's supposed to be buying it. Yeah.
There's no way.
Yeah, that is the rumor mill. There's all arrows point to Northern Spirit through the LinkedIn webs of Souza on go watch that episode on shout out those
Man,
dudes. Go watch the Souza show, go watch that.
that Northern
Barbell
Spirit, that
spins on there too,
apparel.
so it's pretty detailed, man. He has the spin on there. He's got him and his whole thing. They got it all fucking pretty mapped out.
Tell you what, man, Northern Spirit, that apparel at the regional that was the worst, absolute worst apparel that I've ever seen sold in the CrossFit space. It was so fucking bad. It was like offensive, like weird materials, weird garments. Like nobody wants that stuff. It was weird, man. I was like, this is like, are you trying to outfit people for the NFL combine? Like, is that
Yeah,
what we're selling? Like, it was just like the most like hodgepodge, like performance materials, but not really. It's like, have you been in a CrossFit gym? Like, nobody's wearing this shit. Like, that's not how
that's
it goes. That's not what, dude, it was.
well, that's
You're
kind of
like,
the answer of all of this, right? It's like, has any of these people been into an affiliate? Or are they just like just, you know what I mean? It's just like it got to a space where like people that were running shit never even like worked out or sat in an affiliate. Like all of a sudden, boom. Went from this whole
Yeah.
company that everybody lived, breathed, and sweated the methodology. That's who was in control of every piece of the company was someone that did CrossFit.
Yeah.
Unless they like hired some like outside accountant or somebody that wasn't in there
Sure.
in a, you know, maybe he found it afterwards. But like at one point you could say probably 99% of the people that ran the company did the methodology every day. And
Totally.
as far as the corporate side of it now, I'll bet you it's fucking less than 10%.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Big,
that actually
big
do it.
difference. Big
Yeah, big
difference.
difference. They don't know what the fuck they're talking about because they don't do it.
Yeah.
There's something about a CrossFitter and people that do, you know, CrossFit is we all have this like bond, right? Of like pushing through adversity in the gym, fucking sometimes by yourself, like, you know what I mean? Like you just
You know
gotta
something about
find
somebody.
something. Yeah, you know
You
somebody.
find
I
out
know
somebody
somebody that
does
does CrossFit, like, oh.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I know something about you. Like I know something about the way you handle things. I know something about your work ethic.
Mm-hmm.
I know something about your ability, your willingness to do hard things.
Yeah.
Right? You find out someone does CrossFit. You know a little bit about them.
And then if you find somebody in CrossFit that cheats on their workouts, then you know them entirely and know to avoid them at all costs. Because this person's doing cheating in this aspect, they're probably a mess.
Yeah, I'm like, okay, so what happened? What happened in this person's life? Because they're not cheating and lying on workouts for you; they're doing it for themselves, right? Like something happened to this person when they were younger, to where they think that they're not like worthy of love, and so they have to like put up these fake scores. So they feel better about themselves.
And there's a difference between like just cutting your own reps because you just don't want to do it, but it's the writing like the completion on the wall and saying and telling people you did something or a time. Like that's what kind of we're referring to. Now, if you're just lazy
Yeah,
that day and you're like, you know what, I'm going to stop at 9 because I'm just tired. Just don't claim that you did. Just don't claim you did 12 then.
market scaled, no
What is
problem.
it?
Market scaled.
Yeah. Yeah. Market scaled. Um, yeah. So funny, man. Yeah. We'll see. We'll see where all this goes. It's all we can do. Right. Luckily, I think CrossFit's going to be fine as a whole.
Yeah, man.
Like per usual. It's just kind of sucks when it's something kind of keeps happening. You keep seeing these
Yeah,
cycles and you're not, and it's hard to think positively because I don't think, I think that the best, without being like cynical, like I think the best days of it are gone as far as like, as far as, um, the tightness of it, the the core of its values, I think is kind of those days are gone. But there's also better. That doesn't mean that the other days aren't going to be good.
right,
It's just like what it was. It's not the same thing anymore, and that's okay.
right.
That's not. Oh, that is not the end of the world. Um, I guess that's what I'm trying to
Well,
say. Without
with
like on the
that,
spot, how am I trying to word that? I guess is that's a better way. It's like, yeah, sometimes things change, and that's okay.
yeah, that's and sometimes change is a good thing. Sometimes you're better off. You
Yeah,
know.
for sure, and especially like if you're financially attached to it, like as an affiliate, right? Like sometimes maybe it wasn't best for it to be a little too westerny, you know what I mean, too
Right.
cowboy-y. You know, maybe that wasn't best for you guys. um
Yeah.
as time went on, maybe needed to be tightened up a little bit, you know.
With all that, do you want to you see what the workout is?
Oh, is it out?
Just yeah, noon. Just looked it up. It got released an hour ago. All right, it is
Fuck, it's already
25.3.
Thursday.
Yep. 25.3. 5 wall walks, 50 calorie row. 5 wall walks, 25 deadlifts at weight 1. So that's going to be at 225, 155.
25 reps at 225.
5
Okay.
wall walks, 5 wall walks, and then 25 cleans. And that is at weight 2. So that's going to be 135, 85. And then 5 wall walks, 25 snatches at weight 3, which is 95, 65. And then 5 wall walks and then a 50 calorie row. And there's a 20-minute cap on this.
Man, that's a lot of deadlifts.
Here's my, okay, want to complain about stuff? These weights, 225, 135, 95, sure. but like the 130 anyway, like, I'm sure maybe people can help you change the weights and stuff, but like, let's make this easier to swap out. Like, am I going to load 95? Then am I going to put two tens on the outside to get to 135? And then am I going to put a 45 outside that? So, like,
You're probably better off just
I get,
ripping
I
everything off and
guess.
throwing on the 95s. If someone can help you, then they can get your bar prepped.
Yeah.
But yeah, this kind of is a pain in the ass.
20-minute cap. That's what we got going on here. 20-minute cap. It's a lot of wall walks. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 sets of five. 5 wall
So you
walks,
think the
50
move?
calories. Yeah, go
Do you
ahead.
think the move? Do you think the move would be go? So you go 95 and then 10, 10, 10, 10, and then two
Yeah.
more 25s or
Yeah, I think
45s.
you
I
put a
mean,
20 or 40, yeah, you put a 25 on, then you put two tens outside of that, and then a 45 outside of that. So that gets you to 225, and then you just strip off the 45, and then you've got 135 on, but the 135 is loaded a 25 and two tens.
mm-hmm.
And then you could take those tens off. If someone else is changing your weight for you, during your, but also 5 wall walks isn't a ton of time, but I mean, having a 45 on the bar might be a little better for the cleans if you're dropping, every rep or something, right? Less cleaning the weights up. Um, but I mean, yeah,
Wall
that's how I
walks
would.
are a fucking sneaky bastard, man.
Oh,
Wall
the
walks
first one's
suck
fine.
ass.
The first one's fine.
The first one's fine. Exactly. Man, those
You know.
suck when you're tired. And then you're just all
Also,
awkward
like,
and you're just awkward and your shirt's falling in your face and your sweat's dripping on your fucking mouth and your teeth and you're just like, oh,
yeah, and the wall tastes weird.
the wall tastes weird. You're like fucking doing that whole like trying to just like throw your chest into the wall like backwards.
Well, I don't know what the standards are. Like, do they do the line again? Yeah, they got the lines. So you gotta, your feet, your hands gotta touch the line before your feet touches the ground, and then your hands need to touch the other line. Type of situation here.
That's
Your
kind of a
feet have to come off the
logistic.
ground before your hands come off the line.
Your feet have to
You know.
come off the ground. Oh, to go up the wall.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Um, this does sound like a logistical pain in the ass workout. Um,
Yeah.
Wall walks are hard to judge, kind of.
Well, with
With
those
the line
aspects,
stuff,
right?
I
Like,
guess.
did you move your hand before both was one foot on the ground? Did you move your hands, or did you not move your hands? Did you?
You gotta look
And
at
then
someone's
also
feet
your
and their
hands,
hands at the same time.
and then both your hands have to touch the tape again before your feet hit the ground. I think so. Like, did both hands get over the tape before your feet hit the ground? There's some things going on there. I called wall walks earlier today, by the way.
Oh, nice.
Someone else said rowing. I said, yeah, and wall walks, rowing and wall walks. But I did not see the deadlift clean snatches aspect coming in here.
That's just too many deadlifts, man. At that weight for me, I just don't want to do that.
I mean, you don't have to be unbroken.
That's true. That's fair. 2 sets of
Let's
like
do
8 or
5.
something, 5 or 8.
Or honestly, if I would I might drop every rep.
I'm one of those people though. If I'm better off just like racking them out. The drop and getting reset for me takes
Keep the
forever.
tension a little better.
Yeah, it takes me forever to like reset because I got weird levers. I got like very bad levers for pulling off the ground. So it's unless I'm doing sumo or something, it's just a. Can you do sumo for the deadlifts?
I don't know. That'd be interesting.
That's interesting.
Get real wide, try and get like a 3-inch pull.
I've never even thought about that. Is there like a rule against doing sumo?
I think so. I'm sure. Yeah, probably.
Interesting.
Well, I mean, I think there we go. We covered CrossFit news, CrossFit Open. I got one more thing before we go is I'm giving into Big Soda here. I'm enjoying currently a A&W zero sugar root beer.
A and Dub. We just been craving
I'll
root
tell you
beer,
what,
huh?
of all the diet sodas,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like diet root beer that's the best one, man.
Yeah, I'm a big.
I think it tastes the most like the original.
I'm going full Glassman, dude. I like a good Coke Z.
Coke Zero?
Coke Zero. We have Coke Zero on deck at all times.
Man,
I live for
look at
Coke
us.
Zero. I live for Coke Zero.
I
Give me
normally
that
don't do a
aspartame.
lot of. I don't do a lot of soda. Don't do a lot of
I probably
diet
have
sodas.
two. I probably have three a week.
And then,
Go to
but tell you what,
Costco.
man. Yeah, we started. We've been on doing keto for a while, and Jess is like, gets the diet zero sugar root beer, and it's like, you know what? It's like a little treat. And I'm like, yep, sounds good. And
Exactly,
so
exactly.
since we've been on keto, I've been on diet root beers. You know what I mean? I probably put down one a day. You know,
Yeah, when you're tightening things up, there's nothing better than a fucking sugar-free candy or sugar-free fucking soda. That
it's
get rid of that
something
sweet
about
tooth. You gotta have something, man. I mean, come
something
on.
about the zero sugar root beer, man. Like I don't know. Anyway, it's like the vanilla in the root beer. I don't know. It's delicious. It's
Yeah,
fantastic.
I love a good root beer. I would if I had to rank my favorite, it would be probably Coke Zero, Dr Pepper Zero, and then I could throw root beer probably number three. So it's got to be a dark soda though.
Yeah, yeah. I don't. Dr Pepper's never did it for me. I don't know what it is.
Well, you
Never been a
clearly
fan.
just clearly didn't hang around Austin too much.
That must be it.
Drink 2 liters by the day in our warehouse
Yep,
back in the day. Our boy Austin, um,
dude.
warehouse guy, drank about 2 liters of diet or a DP a day. Um,
Yeah,
there we go. Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we'll see what happens, Danny.
there
Um,
is.
we'll see you next week.
So, yep, there it is. This has been another episode of Gas Station Cappuccino.